Once upon a time, there was a great king called Adam who was famous for his wisdom and justice and had a beautiful daughter. Her name was Princess Mia. King Adam surrounded himself with the best advisors and ministers, his 3 ministers, Abraham, Arthur, and Alexander, due to their intelligence and loyalty. King Adam blindly trusted his 3 ministers and relied on them to manage the affairs of the kingdom. One day, rumors spread that some of his ministers were neglecting their duties and were negligent in carrying out his orders. King Adam did not believe these rumors at first, but he decided to test his ministers to make sure they were true. On a beautiful day, King Adam invited his 3 ministers to his palace. The king gave each minister an empty bag and ordered them to walk around the orchard to collect the best types of fruits to give in charity to the poor. King Adam was watching his ministers from afar without their knowledge. The king noticed that Minister Abraham was neglecting his duties and filling his bag with a mixture of good and bad fruits, while Minister Arthur was deceiving the king and filling his bag with dry leaves and herbs only. As for Minister Alexander, he was loyal to the king and worked hard, climbing trees, collecting the best types of fruits, and filling his entire bag. The 3 ministers returned and placed their bags in the palace courtyard. King Adam came out and ordered his guards to send each minister to a separate prison for 7 days. The food they would eat was what they had collected in the bags only. Minister Abraham lived difficult days in prison as he did not have enough food and regretted his neglect. Minister Arthur also suffered from a lack of food, as he only had rotten fruits. He realized the mistake of deceiving the king and wished he had been sincere in his work. As for Minister Alexander, he lived happy days in prison, where he had enough food of good fruits and felt happy and satisfied with what he had provided. Sincerity in hard work. In the end, the king ordered the bringing of his 3 ministers. The king faced the 2 ministers, Abraham and Arthur, and said to them, "Have you seen how your faces look from hunger? This is the price of complacency and neglect at work." Meanwhile, the king thanked Alexander for his loyalty and diligence and said to him, "I wanted to test you to see who among you is more loyal to me, so I will announce you, Alexander, as a husband for my daughter the princess." Alexander married the princess and thanked the king. He lived with her for days full of love, happiness, and success. As for the 2 deceitful ministers, they learned an important lesson from this experience, which is that sincerity and hard work are the keys to success and happiness. They promised the king to work hard and sincerely in the future. The moral of the story: sincerity and work are the keys to success and happiness. Every work has a reward and every person is rewarded for what he did. Honesty is the foundation of any successful relationship.